All right, let's talk about something that's on every grad student's mind: money. We're going to cut right through all the confusing advice out there and give you a clear, straightforward guide to taking control of your financial future. Let's dive in.
So first things first, let's just be real about the strange situation you're in. You are pouring everything into the single biggest investment of your life, which is yourself. But at the exact same time, you're probably not making a lot of money, and just thinking about your finances can be, well, super frustrating. This is what we call the grad school money paradox.
Sound familiar? You're out there building this incredible foundation for a better career and more freedom down the road. But right now, in the day-to-day, it can feel like a serious struggle. And if that's you, I just want you to know you are so not alone.
And look, this isn't just a feeling. The numbers really back it up. This chart shows a pretty stark savings gap. On average, men have around $7,000 saved up, while women have just $2,000. Now, these numbers aren't here to make anyone feel bad. They're here to show that this is a real widespread issue we need to tackle head-on.
And it's not just about what's in our savings accounts. Get this. According to the National Endowment for Financial Education, only 24% of millennials really have a grasp on basic financial concepts. So what does that mean for you? It means that just by getting a handle on this stuff now, you're putting yourself way, way ahead of the game.
So where do we even begin? Well, it's not with a complicated spreadsheet, I promise. It starts with a shift in your mindset. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, we have to talk about what actually matters to you. This is all about making sure your money is working for your values.
I love this quote because it just nails it. Personal finance isn't about depriving yourself or doing crazy math. It's just a balancing act, you know? It's about making conscious choices so you can live a great life today while also setting yourself up for that awesome future you're working so hard for.
And this question gets to the heart of those daily trade-offs. Think of it like this. A pack of instant ramen might cost you, 25 cents? But a fancy bowl of gourmet ramen from that place downtown could be $20. So is that delicious right now upgrade worth what those $20 could be doing for your future? There's no right or wrong answer. There's only your answer.
Okay, now that we've got our mindset right, let's get into the first big pillar: knowing your cash flow. I know, cash flow can sound kind of corporate and intimidating, but it's actually super simple. It just means you know what money's coming in and you know what money's going out. That's it.
So yeah, this is the whole concept right here. At the end of the month, after you've gotten paid and you've paid all your bills, is there anything left over? If the answer is yes, you have a positive cash flow. And that, my friends, is the goal. It's the absolute foundation of being financially healthy.
But how do I manage it, you ask? Well, here is an awesome tool to get you started: the 50-30-20 rule. It's a simple guideline. Basically, you aim to spend 50% of your take-home pay on your absolute needs, like rent. Then 30% can go to your wants, like hobbies or going out. And that leaves a really important 20% for savings and knocking down debt. It's a great way to start being intentional with your money.
All right, let's move on to our second pillar, debt. And here's the most important thing to know. Not all debt is the same, not even close. The secret to mastering your debt is understanding the huge difference between debt that helps build your future and debt that just drains it.
So let's break it down. On one side, you have good debt. Think of your student loans. That's an investment in you, in your future earning power. It usually has lower interest rates. On the other side, you've got bad debt. This is your high-interest credit card debt from buying stuff for today. It's all about immediate consumption at the expense of your future. You want to avoid that stuff like the plague.
Okay, let's put some real numbers to this to see why it matters so much. Let's say you have a $10,000 student loan at a 5% interest rate. Pay that off over 10 years, and you'll end up paying about $2,728 in total interest, okay? That's the cost of that good debt. Now keep that number in your head for a second.
Because look at this, that same $10,000, if it's on a credit card at a pretty typical 18.99% interest rate, will cost you over $12,000 in interest over those same 10 years. That is almost $10,000 more just gone. Poof. So yeah, the kind of debt you have really, really matters.
Okay, on to our third and final pillar. And this one is about your single greatest financial superpower as a student: time. We're going to talk about the almost magical force of compound interest and why starting to save, even just a little bit, is the most powerful thing you can do right now.
And I get it. I totally get it. Thinking about retirement when you're just trying to survive your next exam, it can feel kind of absurd, right? It sounds so far away. But trust me, letting yourself get just a little bit nerdy about this stuff today is what buys you some serious freedom down the line.
And this is why it's such a big deal.
If you want to retire with $2 million, starting at age 22 means you'd need to save about $4,500 a year. But watch what happens if you wait. If you start just 10 years later at 32, you have to save nearly 3 times that amount every single year to hit the same goal. Time is literally money.
And if you're still not convinced, just look at this table. Saving $1,000 a year at a pretty low interest rate will get you about 75 grand in 40 years, which, hey, is not bad. But look at that second line. That same $1,000, if you invest it for a higher return, turns into almost $500,000. And if you can find a way to save $5,000 a year at that rate, boom, you're a multi-millionaire. It's wild.
So the takeaway here is actually really simple, but it is so powerful. First, how much you save makes a huge difference. Just start. Start with what you can. And second, the return you get on that money matters just as much. Learning just a little bit about investing can completely change your life. All right, let's pull this all together. Here's your financial starter pack. It all starts with the foundation. Define your values. Figure out what you want your money to do for you. Then you hit the 3 pillars. 1, know your flow. What's coming in? What's going out? 2, master your debt. Know the good from the bad. And 3, invest early and let time do the heavy lifting for you.
Look, by being in grad school, you are already making the most important investment you'll ever make. You're investing in yourself. So the only question left is, what's the first small step you're going to take today to truly own that financial future?